Okay, just bear with me. Good evening. The time here is 8:27 in the evening. We are Tuesday, April the 6th. I know we've been locked down. The world is locked down at and the world is on panic because of the coronavirus. The coronavirus is really a flu, severe flu, stage 6. But however, you need to look after yourself, and coronavirus is a really very dangerous disease. Here in Australia, we are now on spring and entering into winter as well. The government introduced flu vaccination because of flu every year we have a flu here in Australia. Anyway, I just been having a conference with the buyer. They are panicking right now about the coronavirus. Actually, coronavirus is really a flu. I read some of the informations online that if you get the symptoms of flu like running nose, take immediately the tablet for running nose. If you have a harsh sore throat, take the tablet immediately or drink ginger with honey or green tea. And if you keep on coughing, take medicine because our immune system will be weakened. Now, coronavirus really, it's really very severe, very, very severe. Everybody is on panic. We are locked down at the moment. Lucky that I arrived before the country locked down. I was in Conakry. I was in Sierra Leone. And when I read the international news, oh my gosh, I have to rebook my ticket and I have to go home. So I arrived last month. Thank God I don't have any virus at all. But anyway, going back to gold and diamond. Most of you are not really reading the procedure. Hi, Ikim Sim from Philippines. Magandang gabi sa iyo. Thank you for watching my live video. Now, the reason why I'm live because I have buyers that asking many questions and about Brinks. That he said that he has a buyer buying gold bring to bring. So this broker is from Central Africa, and his buyer is from United States. Gadis Jagdis, thank you for watching. So I have a very good conversation with this buyer's agent that brings to brings, and I given him the procedure. Our procedure is already online, which is here in front of you guys. But if you don't read it, then you're gonna be ignored. So I give this buyer's agent a courtesy, a respect. Send me all the requirements of the buyer. The buyer is from United States. Now, as you know that gold is money, gold is tangible, gold is the world asset versus your paper money. So today, everybody is on panic. Our paper money has no value at the moment. So the world is on panic because the inflation versus deflation. Now, going back to Brinks, and I told this agent from Somalia that we only hand over the gold to Brinks in the buyer pay. Then we will provide the export documentation like commercial invoice, asset report, attestation, ownership, custom clearance, airway bill, shipping cost, insurance. We will only hand over to Brinks when the buyer pay. Now this buyer agent is being cutting and paste, and I don't entertain cut and paste at all. I don't. I make sure that the buyer, I have to know the buyer. So I did send email to that buyer, particular buyer, and CC this agent. And I said to agent, you're a little bit stubborn because I already given you our procedure. Our procedure is online, and if you are reading, you are a winner. If you are not reading, you're a loser. Now, I put here the link on the gold. It says here, right? Very simple. This link, it's really very clear. If you're a buyer today, I know you're hungry of a gold supply. There is a gold that how to buy gold. Before you buy gold, you listen to this video on YouTube, and also listen to this video that why China has a secret gold plan to position their country's economy. Now, Chinese are everywhere in Africa. They are in Ghana, Conakry, Sierra Leone, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Burkina Faso, any part of Africa. Africa is a 54 countries, just like United States, 52 states. Africa is 54 country. Africa is rich on natural resources. How do I know? I've been to the ground. I love Africa. Why a mining company in Perth is in Africa? Why a Russian company is in Africa? Why Chinese are everywhere in Africa? Why Canadian is in Africa? Why United States in Africa? This German company is in Africa. But you are the small trader. You're scared because you don't have the money. And you're gonna say, oh, madam, too expensive. Of course, you're buying expensive item. Gold is money. Now, Mr. Buyer, I already explained to you about the brinks. If you are a buyer's mandate, and then you're gonna ask me, madam, my buyer want to buy brinks and bring gold to brinks, I don't think so. You are buying money. Why are we gonna bring it to brinks? And we don't know who is the buyer, right? This business is very dangerous business. We have to know who is the buyer. Wilhelmina has to know where the buyer coming from. Wilhelmina has to know who is the buyer. Wilhelmina has to know who is the signatory. Wilhelmina has to know the Brinks address and etc. Because you're buying money. Brinks will come to the office with armor car because gold is money, and we don't bring gold to Brinks. This is money you're buying. So that is the reason why I explain it to the broker. So I said to the broker, you go back and read and be stubborn because I'm telling you, you're gonna be rejected. Now it's here. The full corporate offer is very clear here. Okay, you subscribe, you click, you will see the full corporate offer. And if you're not reading properly to me, you're not a buyer. You're not. You're just time waster. Now this live on Facebook would be linked to YouTube. Mr. Buyer, I know you've been watching Wilhelmina for many months. Our principle of selling is very clear. You have the money, we have the gold. Gold is tangible. So I want you to watch the video about gold and about China, why China keep buying gold. China mine gold as well, and he traveled to Africa. He gonna get all the gold and refine it. Now China can lend money. That is why Philippines is keep on borrowing money, because Philippines has no money. Keep on borrowing and borrowing. At the end of the day, when your president will be finished his term, you're gonna be in trouble. The hotel that I stayed in Conakry, owned by Chinese. Yeah, there's a lot of Chinese in Africa, and I asked Chinese, why are you here? Buying gold. They have cash. We only cash because gold is money. So who is this thing here? Just a moment. Okay, Narendra, thank you for watching. Absent Ken, thank you for watching. Peter Aguinaldo from Philippines, thank you for watching. And I hope these people that watching my live video, you will you're gonna be a winner. I know you've been floating around. I know you've been searching. That is why we are now on the social media. Wilhelmina was the one who brought this full corporate offer. You've been dealing with so many fake offer online. That person is not going to tell you about the procedure. He gonna say, "Oh, come, here's my gold," but you will not take the gold out of the country if you don't have the money, because the gold cannot leave the country of origin without export documentation, and the rough diamond cannot leave the country of origin without KPC, Kimberley certificate, that the diamond is free of blood diamond. It is on my Gold Trade Worldwide page. I'm sorry guys if I ignore you. There's so many people wanting to enter into Gold Trade Worldwide page, and if you don't respond the question, or if you don't answer the question, you will not be allowed to access the Gold Trade Worldwide page, because that Gold Trade Worldwide page is my online store. You can see Conakry Guinea, you can see Sierra Leone, you can see Mali. Very simple if you have the money. It is really very simple. It's very hard to access if you don't have the money. Believe me, it's really very hard. Okay, so I was here from Philippines. I just finished talking to Abaya, and I'm not going to mention his name. He's a former congressman of Surigao del Sur District 1, and he owned a concession in Claver, and he's short supply as well. And he has a refinery, and I was chatting with him just a few minutes ago, and he asked me, "Can you deliver gold in the Philippines?" I said, "Yeah, we can, at any quantity." And he said, "C.I.F and LC." I said, "No, Philippines has no money." And his buyer is Central Bank. No, Central Bank has no money as well. That's why you keep borrowing money to China. Gold is an asset. Why you gonna have a credit? Gold is an asset. Gold is cash. We don't do business credit. Gold is money. So unfortunately, that buyer, I wouldn't be able to help him. And Central Bank is the buyer. Well, there is gold in the Philippines. There is. Why they cannot get the gold? Get the gold? Short supply. So if you are really smart enough, there is a link about gold and China. Chinese are everywhere. Chinese are buying gold in Africa. They bring it to China. Then they're gonna bring it back to Africa. They are investors in Africa in exchange of the asset, in exchange of the gold. That is why Chinese are everywhere in Africa. In Conakry Guinea, they have a Chinese embassy and American embassy. One street, the surveillance, you cannot take a picture. If you go to Conakry, the government building, you're not allowed to take a picture. You're gonna be in jail. I'm telling you, so that if you come to Conakry Guinea, any government building, you're not allowed to take a picture. You have to ask permission. Because one of my drivers took a picture of Central Bank. He was in jail. Because they think that you are espionage. So this is a warning. If you go to this country, you have to ask permission before you take a picture. You can take a picture in the hotel inside, because that's not belong to the government. But if they belong to the government building, you're gonna be jail. You know, jail in Conakry is not really good. not compared to Australia. Gel in Australia is #1 spot on. So this is a warning, so that when you travel to Africa, you're gonna have fun of taking picture. Be aware of it. Now, I just finished talking to this buyer as well, and also this morning there's a lot of buyer wanting to buy gold. Buyer from Dubai, buyer from Hong Kong, buyer from Australia, buyer from Singapore. Unfortunately, we are on lockdown. We are locked down for 6 months. In Conakry, they are locked down to this month and following month. So I was waiting the head office to give me the feedback. There is no international flight at the moment. And in Sierra Leone as well, there is no international flight, and Mali. However, you as the buyer, it is your opportunity to make a reservation. Okay? Now, for example, you watch this video and you read the full corporate offer. The full corporate offer is really very clear. The price of gold today is a 52,023.93. This is refined, so don't confuse refined versus unrefined. Now, gold has many uses, you must remember. So the gold produced by a local miner, so that is raw. Either you're gonna buy to make into jewelry, either you're gonna buy to make into industrial, either you're gonna buy to make into medical uses, either gonna buy into spare parts. There is gold in mobile phone, there is gold on laptop, there is gold on this is made of gold. Yeah, this is made of gold from Africa. So the gold has many uses. Can you see this box? Right. So if you buy gold to refine it to the refinery, we have the gold, because gold has many uses. Now, as being a trader, you're gonna sell it to the refinery. You're gonna refine it. You're gonna sell it to the central bank. Central bank will pay you 1.2%, or central bank will buy from you as trader 2%, and we give you 8%. So you're gonna get the profit. This is buy and sell. Now you're buying to sell to the miner. Miner will not give you C.I.F, cost, insurance, and freight. He wouldn't give it to you. You have to come with invitation. Like me, I was in the head office. You don't need to be scared, because once you are invited, you are a company guest. In Sierra Leone, I don't have any security guard. I'm okay. In Conakry Guinea, I don't have security guard. I'm okay. I've been looked after. They treated me like a queen. I have my own driver. So once you're gonna travel, you will be looked after. Wilhelmina be with you on the ground, because I am your business facilitator at the same time. So if you are really smart and pay attention, don't rush, because this business is $1 million. You don't need to rush, because when you send me your letter of intent, believe me, Wilhelmina will validate you. Wilhelmina will scrutinize your letter of intent. Intent means coming from you as the buyer. Letter of intent means you have to specify the name of your company, the quantity, the purity that you are buying. The mode of payment is very, very important. And your business license, and importation license, and your proof of fund bank statement. And if you're going to send me letter of intent C.I.F, immediately your letter of intent would be on the wheelie bin, because I already explained it. So you come to me and then, Wilhelmina, I want to buy gold C.I.F. Well, I'm going to ask you, how did you find me? Because it's already online, the full corporate offer. And you're gonna say, well, Amina, who is your seller? Well, my seller is Mineral Consulting Group of Company in Conakry. My seller in Sierra Leone is Leone Investment Group of Company. So you as the buyer, you need to introduce yourself. Because Wilhelmina introduced herself. But if you don't introduce yourself and you're gonna be arrogant, believe me, you will not get gold from us. Because I'm the one who will say yes or no. I'm the one who will determine which seller I'm going to put you, either Mali, Conakry, or Sierra Leone. And if I'm not satisfied, you would not get the gold. I know there's so many offer online. You are now on the modern technology. And I'm the only person who show my face. Most of the seller or agent, they don't show their face. Yeah. Wilhelmina is showing her face, so therefore we are transparent. And you as the buyer, you need to be transparent. Now this morning I have a buyer from India. He said he's buying gold. And he's buying $25,000 per kilo, and I told him, keep it. Stay where you are. You can buy gold in India. And I said, Madam, gold in India is expensive. Of course, it's very expensive. There is no 25. Our selling price is $47,000 per kilo. And you know there's a prediction, even though we are locked down, even though the world is on panic, we're just sitting down and relax. My seller is relaxing because gold is money versus paper money. So the paper money has no value at the moment. That's why the dollar is down. Why the dollar is down? Gold is scarce. The scarcity of gold. That is the reason why the trader cannot function in his business, because there's no supply. But we have the supply. There's a saying, supply and demand determine the price. Show me how are you able to pay. If you cannot show Wilhelmina, believe me, you will never get gold from us. You will not. So, Mr. Buyer, I've given you the link on the price of gold. It's up to you to read. And today the price of gold is 1,618.13 per ounce. You know, when you buy gold to the LBMA, $3 per ounce. I will get my calculator. Okay, where's the calculator? The $3 per ounce equals $52,000. My calculator here. I don't know how so I will give you 8%. Our selling price is $47,000. 862.20 per kilo. So if you don't have $47,000 in your bank account, how are you able to get the gold? Because gold is money. Gold is not for credit. And most of you guys asking for C.I.F. Most buyers are in Dubai asking for C.I.F. Cost insurance and freight only. So therefore you're going to launder. Therefore you're going to leverage. Gold is not for leveraging business. Gold is cash. Just a moment, I have here a buyer. Just bear with me. He sent me the text. Okay, okay. So I have so many buyers here sending me text. I'm just reading. Sorry if I was being interrupted, hey? Apologize. Okay? I'm gonna respond to this buyer. He was been queuing. He was been queuing to me. Okay. I think his network is very bad. So his network is very bad. Anyway, I was being interrupted because he was been queuing to talk to me. Now, Mr. Buyer, don't be panic, even though we are locked down. Lockdown in Australia, we've been our government would not allow us to travel for 6 months. But in your country, If the lockdown is over, you can travel. I will monitor your movement, and I will instruct the head office to look after you and the driver. But actually, you really need Wilhelmina on the ground. Because you're strangers on that country. And you're going to be strangers in the office. So it's better you need Wilhelmina. You really need. Now, you're going to see Wilhelmina, send me the full corporate offer, my dear. The full corporate offer is in here. It says here that my seller is Mineral Consulting Group of Company and Leone Investment Company in Sierra Leone. The exporter is Alaujum Gold on Diamond. My seller has a license to export. So you have to come to the office. Now, when you read the full corporate offer, you need to send a letter of intent to buy coming from you. Attention to Wilhelmina. Address to Mineral Consulting Group of Company. Attention to Wilhelmina. Then Wilhelmina will review your letter of intent to buy. Then we will respond to you together with the contract. Before I'm going to send you the contract, I will gather your information. That's important. I'm going to ask your business license, importation license. That is very, very important. And your proof of fund. Don't worry, no one will steal your money. Bank statement showing that you have $1 million in your bank account. That's all we want to know, because you buy gold 50 kilos, it's already $1 million more. If you buy gold 100 kilos, more than 1 million, more than that. So if you cannot show us the $1 million, well, you don't get the gold. Now, I will again on how you're gonna get the gold in Conakry Guinea. In Conakry Guinea, you receive your gold, right? You receive your order, 50 kilos or 100 kilos. We'll send you a landing visa invitation. Your 100 kilos is ready in the office. Wilhelmina be with you, and my driver will bring you to the office. You will see the office. You inspect the 100 kilos. For example, you want to buy 100 or 20 kilos minimum. You inspect it. You like it. You inspect bar to bar. You like it. Then you make a down payment based on the contract, because we already sent you the contract, right? Subject for inspection. So you arrive, you look at it, you're gonna meet the godfather of the company, right? And you meet the son who run the company. So Wilhelmina is part of the company. I'm based in Brisbane, Queensland. I'm the extension. I'm the one will validate you. I'm the one will advise the seller to proceed or not to proceed. If I'm not satisfied with you, especially if you ask C.I.F is BLC, your letter of intent would be on the willy bin, right on there, because I already mentioned that our procedure is F.O.B, bank to bank, cash business. So then, you stay in Conakry Guinea for 9 days. You make a partial down payment. Remember, when you buy properties, I always mention this. When you buy properties, you look at room to room, then you sign a contract, you make a down payment. Buying gold, exactly the same, you make a down payment. There is no upfront. You have to make a down payment as a holding deposit. So then, the balance of the gold, because you already see the gold, right? Then the gold will be brought to the central bank to taste the gold. So the seller will bring the gold to the central bank with the armor car, because that is money. So after the ASE, the gold stays at the central bank. So then you transfer the payment from your bank account to the seller's bank account, in order to reflect that your payment would be reflected to the central bank, called cash inflow. Now the cash inflow means you pay the seller his bank account so that the seller can show to the central bank that the buyer paid. Here's the receipt that your payment has been cleared on his bank account. Now, when your payment will be cleared, that is the time you will get the attestation, asset report, ownership, a export license, custom clearance, airway bill, shipping cost, insurance, etc. After your payment would be clear. You're gonna say, oh well, Amina, how secure is my money? Well, Amina is ground. You will not be scammed. My seller will not run away because my seller owned the building. He would not run away. Mhm. And he is the advisor to the president. He's not going to run away for your money. Mhm. We are very careful dealing with you as well. You never know, you might run away from the payment. So you're gonna be hesitant, and we are also hesitant because you're buying $1,000,000. So now you're gonna say, okay, well, Amina, this is our shipper, Brinks. Okay, so the armor car will bring the gold and will hand over to Brinks because you only fully paid. So the seller will provide you all the export documentation is in here. The seller will provide you, okay, commercial invoice, certificate of origin that the producer is Mineral Consulting Group of Company, certificate of ownership, export license permit, yes, you will get it, initial asset report coming from the local refinery, an airway bill, insurance, the declaration from custom that the gold is free of illegal activities. Unless your payment would be cleared, you will not get this documentation. But when your payment is cleared, yes, you will get this kind of export documentation. So if you are really a real buyer, I want you to read properly because we required your business name, company address, email, refinery address, who is the company, and the quantity that you're gonna order. So you have to put that into your letter of intent. The quantity is stated in the letter of intention to buy. First trial 50, second trial 100, 500, 1000. We have plenty of gold. Okay, the proof of fund must be shown to us. We don't entertain bank guarantee. The bank will guarantee to receive the gold because you gonna sell the gold to the central bank. So the bank will guarantee he will receive it. And then the central bank or refinery, they will pay you and then you pay us. No, the gold has to be paid before the gold leave the country of origin. Right. So there's a saying, this is the gold, right? And this is your money. So you give the money to the seller and we give you the gold. In the Philippines, we call that kaliwaan. Kaliwaan means here's the money and here's the gold. So I hope you understand. Okay. Now, you're going to say, well, Amina, do you have a letter of intent? Your letter of mandate? Yes, I do have. I will only release my letter of authorization when I receive your letter of intent because I have to attach that on the contract. And I will not float around my appointment because my appointment is confidential. I'm not going to release to any joker broker. I will only attach on the contract between the buyer and the seller. So you as the buyer, you have to sign the contract and the seller. And I will only countersign. So I'm not going to accept the payment. But when I travel with you, yes, I do charge my extra service to cover my travel cost. Very clear, Mr. Buyer, right? Very, very clear. So you are buying $1,000,000, so therefore you can afford my extra service. If you cannot afford, therefore you don't have the money. So if you don't have the money, I want you to sit aside. You go somewhere else, you buy 1 kilo, go and maybe scam, that is your problem, not our problem. Now I explained to you the gold, right? Now I'm going to explain rough diamond. Rough diamond, exactly the same when you buy gold. Now on the gold trade worldwide, there is a diamond video to video. You select the stone, you like it. When you like it, you cut and paste, Wilhelmina, I want this video. Then we will give you the price. You're going to say, Wilhelmina, how much is the price? Our selling price, it varies carats to carats. Now, Mr. Bayo, I know you're a bargainer, especially Indian. Indian is notorious to bargain. And the one Indian said, oh, I want to buy diamond very cheap. I said, why? Don't you know that diamond is girl's best friend? Don't you know when you cut the diamond per carat is 77,500 when you cut the carat and finished product and you're buying uncut? We're giving you a very good price. It depends on the carat what you're looking for. Now when you cut the gold, BB is 1 and BB is 2 D color. When you cut it and you resell it, $77,000, 500 per carat. So you are profitable, and then you're a bargainer. Yes, there was a buyer that I took in Sierra Leone, and he was very doubtful. And I told him he's from Australia. And he's excited. He inspected the stone at the export office, and he's a gemologist. He's happy. And then my exporter called the government gemologist, and the government gemologist say, this stone is the best stone. And we give them a very good deal price. And he made a deposit, and then suddenly he go behind my back. So I told my seller, okay, deal with him, sort it out, retrieve, because he doesn't have the money to pay. And he has a very limited cash, and he was being embarrassed, so he doesn't want to talk to me because he was being embarrassed. So he wanted the diamond to India in Dubai. Before, he said India. Now he changed his mind to Dubai. But the gold will not leave the country unless there is a KPC. Now, the buyer has limited cash. Now, Mr. Buyer, when you buy anything, you have to pay for it. You don't need to ask for cost insurance and freight, because the Ministry of Mines, the Department of Ministry, will see the receipt. Where is the payment? Because the seller is going to pay the value-added tax to his government. And the receipt cannot be shown, so how could it reflect into the exporter's account called cash inflow? So therefore, you're going to be stranded. Buying gold, exactly the same. You have to pay to the seller's account so that it reflects into cash inflow. So most of you are cutting corner. Most of you. Because you have a limited cash. My dear buyer, if you have a limited cash, please don't waste the time. Because this is precious you're buying. Yes. And if you don't have the money, I can guarantee you, you're going to fail. 100% guarantee. I've been to Conakry Guinea last month. My transaction is successful. I've been to Sierra Leone. I took the buyer. The buyer has no money. Now, Mr. Buyer, next time you come to Wilhelmina, you need to be honest with me. We've been screwed by many times. My seller in Conakry Guinea, 2019, he lost $24 million. Before I arrived last year, 2019, my seller was telling me, Madam, thank you for coming. Thank you for telling the world that Africa is not a scammer. There is a lot, but we are different. We are here to do business. To get the mining license, it costs $45,000. To get the mining license, To register the business, it costs $7,000, And you, as the buyer, your eyes is bigger than the profit. You wanted to leverage. You wanted to ask us C.I.F. LC. Letter of credit means you're going to credit. But gold is not for credit. Gold is cash. Especially buyer from the Philippines have no money. That's why Philippines keep on borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. Because you don't have a cash flow. So I'm sorry if I'm gonna be offended, you guys. Gold is cash business. We don't do business. And if you cannot afford, it's okay. Gold will not fade. Gold is money. If you watch this link on the video, I'm sure you're gonna understand. It's saying here, okay, just a minute, I'm gonna go to my, it says here, do not buy gold until you watch this video. I have the link on that video. Do not buy gold until you watch this video by YouTube. And also, do not buy gold unless you watch how this Chinese buying gold in Africa. Secret gold plan on how to position China. You know, as I've said to you a few hours ago, Chinese embassy. Their surveillance is too high. One whole street in Conakry. We cannot picture. I tried to take a picture on the car. My driver said, do not, because Chinese can see anyone can take a picture. Why? They're scared as well. Chinese on one street, Chinese embassy and American embassy. They are watching each other. So this business is very, very tricky business if you don't have the money. If you're a small trader, just stay away. Invest your money somewhere else. We only deal buyer that can afford to pay. We only deal buyer that have really money to show. But if you're a small timer, go away and buy gold in India, your own country, because there's a lot of gold importer. You can buy gold because we don't give credit. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I think my explanation is really very, very clear. As I've said to you a few minutes ago, if you read, a winner. If you don't read properly, you're a loser. Because no such person who explain live video and who explain the procedure online. And if you read, I can guarantee you, I can assure you, you will get gold. I can assure you, you will get rough diamond. But you have to pay for it. You have to. You need to travel. Don't be scared. Because I am with you. And if I travel with you from the day one, I want you to be day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. Do not cut corner. If I'll take you to day 1 and then day 2, you don't like to talk to me, then you're gonna fail. That is why you're paying my extra service. So you're gonna stick with me so that I can assist you. And if there is an issue, I can talk to my seller. But if you want to cut corner immediately, then you're gonna fail. I can guarantee you 100%. Why you gonna cut corner? Because you're ashamed of me. You're ashamed to tell me that you don't have cash. You don't need to be ashamed. You have to be transparent. You need to tell the truth. Madam, I have a limited cash. How can I help you? I am willing to help you. That is why I'm negotiator on your behalf. I'm negotiating on your behalf. But if you are hiding things, I can guarantee you will fail. 100%. Guaranteed. So I hope I explained to you how you're gonna get the gold and how you're gonna get the diamond. Don't cut corner. Because diamond is really profitable. Gold is profitable. Can you imagine? For example, we give you 1,500 per carat. This is only example. It depends on carats to carats. From 1,500 per carat, and when you have that, you're gonna sell it to 77,500. 77,500. Can you imagine that? That's a big difference. And you're a crook. You're a crook. And when you buy gold, you sell it to your own customer. We give you 8%. Sell it to the 2%. You get the profit of 6%. You increase every week. A year, your profit is 85%. So you invest $100,000. Your profit is $122,000. You add that in 12 months, your profit is $1,600,000. Of course, you need to invest first money. before you get the profit. You get my logic here, Mr. Buyer? I think I already explained to you very clearly. But if you are not really comprehending and you're a stubborn buyer, I can tell you, you will never get gold. If you're a stubborn broker and you keep floating around and floating around, I can guarantee you, you will not get gold. 100%. Just a moment, someone is sending me this message. I'm going to answer. Okay, just bear with me. I don't know what to do, you guys. You've been floating around for 6 months and 1 year. You never learn. Okay. I'm gonna answer while I'm live. Okay. He's from Dubai. I met him in Dubai. He's a nice gentleman. Dubai is locked down as well. He told me. Also, he's not answering. But anyway, he's not answering. Anyway, Mr. Baya, I'm going to close now. I think I already explained it properly. And this video will be linked to YouTube. Now, I'm going to summarize. You are buying tangible cash versus your paper money. So the paper money has no value at the moment. Okay. The paper money has no value at the moment. Why the dollar is down? Because of the economy. The world is on panic right now. Now, why Swiss refinery are not selling gold? Because they are keeping their gold as their insurance. Just not someone. Okay. So he said she will call me back. Okay. So gold is money. So this man, I met this gentleman in Dubai. You know, when I was in Dubai, I think I mentioned that on my previous video. Buyers are really excited. They are excited to see me because they need gold supply. And this gentleman, he told me around in Gold Sock, there's a lot of Indian staying outside their office, inviting customer to buy jewelry. One Indian said, "Madam, come. I will show you my store," because his store is inside. Come, come, come. I said, no, 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 no. So I enter into different shop in front of the street. And I introduce myself. This is his business card. It's a gold jeweler. And I was talking to the manager. And I told him, you have a very good jewelry design. There's a lot of buyer, window shop, foreigner, Australians, Americans, European, they love to window shop jewelry. That's already refined. So I introduced myself that I'm Mrs. Ford from Australia. I like your jewelry. Where you gold coming from? Africa. So the price is really expensive. Very expensive because that is already refined. You buy unrefined, so it's up to you to refine it. Most of the gold trader buying gold in order to refine it, in order to sell it to the jewelry manufacturer. So that is how it works. As a trader, you need to have a capital. If you are just brokering, you will never successful, especially if you come to Alameda. The corporate offer is already here. See, very, very clear. I don't need to explain to you. You have to read it. If you went to school, I'm sure you will understand it. So anyway, thank you very much. Have a pleasant good evening. And this gold video will be linked to YouTube channel. And I want you, Mr. Buyer, take time to listen to this video, take time to read, okay? And my contact is on this video. Once you read it, then you come back to Wilhelmina, you send me your formal letter of intent to buy. Because you already read the full corporate offer, so therefore, you know what you're buying. So therefore, you are prepared to talk to us. You are prepared to travel. Don't be scared. You can say, oh, I'm scared to travel to Africa. Me, I'm a woman. I'm not scared. No one will kidnap you. You will only be kidnapped if you are a notorious buyer. You will be harassed if you are not invited. You will be harassed if you are just window shop on the ground and bargain, bargain, bargain. The seller will get angry. So be prepared. Plan your trip properly. Make sure you have the money. If you don't have the money, don't bother to come to Wilhelmina. Don't. Because you will not get gold from us. Alright? Thank you very much. Have a pleasant good evening.